Hey, what's up, everyone? So today we were actually able to trade both sides today, both calls and puts. We took puts on the way down, and I was able to profit a little bit on calls on the way up, but I didn't capture the entire move up. So you can see like everything today is this is a day where it's like, okay, we got some early reversals, heavy flush in the beginning, and early reversal, another flush, and we kind of double bottomed out here, and then reversal. And now we're heading back to pretty much what the high was today at 216, 266.18, but it could still double top and reject, pretty nasty. So let's go over this today. So I took my first starter for 265 put earlier this morning. So look at the 1 minute. Recently in the last couple of days we've been seeing quick flushes within before 7 a.m. So that's why I'm trying to capitalize on those moves a little bit. So I took my first move right here on the 265s right in this area. As soon as it was starting to drop down, I was like, nope, we got a double top rejection. I feel confident that this is going to work. It's going to respect the EMAs. And I took it at this red green can where I have this green arrow right here. I did this so I can map out like, okay, where did I take my entry? So I took my exit on these 265 puts at this candle right here at 948 or 648. Then I started scaling 264 puts within this area right here because I was looking for a break at this support 264.30. 264.15, and yeah, the market was. Here's the thing with SPY2. SPY was also finding a ground level, or no, SPY was actually sinking, but IWM wasn't really doing that. So if we go to here to chart, we'll go to SPY 5 minute. We're just gonna um, open this up real quick, so that way you guys can see. So see how quick SPY dropped immediately. Like it kept going, but that's what I'm saying. Like SPY and IWM never will be 1 to 1, but they might share the sentiment. So as SPY was going down, IWM was sort of like this and then that, and then it finally broke. But I was just like, I was just afraid that as soon as this would start to reverse, IWM would start to reverse, without breaking the 264 price target. And you know, we still profited, not not too bad. But I took it off early, pretty early on the day. So right here, this is what I took off the table. So I took it off, as you can see on this green right here. As soon as we were looking for that break, I was looking for this break at this level. As soon as it broke through 264, I exited. So basically, as soon as it hit 264 and broke and tried to close, I took some profit out of the table, and it still kept going further down. And I'm okay that I missed this move. I'll take it off the table. And then I noticed, I'm like, wait, on the 1 minute, we're starting to cross over. So what I liked was this crossover was what I'm looking at. So I took an entry for these 260, I believe 263 calls. Let me check. Which one? I also lost on these 692 calls, which I'll go over in a little bit. Pretty sure I posted the calls I took. Let me check, because I did make some. As far as small cap stocks, I didn't really I didn't take any trade on small caps. I ALBT was a good stock to potentially trade, but I'm gonna be real with you. I woke up, I tried to set my alarm for 5, and I slept through that alarm somehow. So I was pretty shocked myself that I went through all that. So no small caps trade. Let's see, 263 calls. Yep. So I only bought one contract, I believe. Let me see. Go show more. We still have plenty of buying power. Not using that, just preserving it. 263 calls. So I actually bought, yeah, I bought two. So my first one right here is 263 calls. And I was like, I know I had it marked, but I don't know where the other post is. Thought I posted it. Anyways, I took my entry here and exit at this green candle, and it did break through the VWAP, and I could have kept holding, but there's just a lot of market weakness. So the difference between this trend that I was trying to capture on this reversal and rejected is this 5 minute. You see how this 5 minute right here was already crossing over? That's going to be more, to me, I think that'll be better for a surge up, because these contracts really started kicking in. These contracts are probably a lot higher at 265. So we go to IWM. Um, let's see. We'll see where they're at. We'll see where the 263s are at if I took those at that trading at that area. So if I took calls here instead of in this area, which I was a little busy. I had my hand tied. I couldn't really monitor any positions. So we'll go to 263 calls. They're 275. So look at this. We'll go to view watch list, 275. We'll open these up, and you see how it went from 82 all the way up to 210, right? Now they're 272, so not that much higher, but this would have been a safer entry for further gains. Let's see. This was at 3 hours. So this is around like, wait, at 9. This is at 8. No, this is at 10. I'm so sorry. This is like, it's 3 hours right now. Hold on. Where did I take these? Okay, yeah, so from 7 a.m. 7 a.m. versus like 10 a.m., close to 11. These would have been a little bit better and safer just because of this crossover. But I still was able to profit, and I took it off the table. I think it was only about an extra $57, I believe. Let's see. I had 103, 110. I took it off for 270 contracts. Yeah, so around $57. I made about $57 extra from these two plays, and then I tried to take the. Wait, I think they're right here. Yeah, 57. There we go. I was weird. I was wondering why it didn't show up. So I profited pretty much I'm 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 for today. Now the puts on SPY or the calls on SPY, I try to take it around the same area. So we'll go to SPY right now. And I shot this pretty high. I was looking for this top because at the time, as this was starting to surge up, I was like, well, the EMA right here is at 691, and we could have a really sharp reversal, but that didn't happen. Why? I mean, if you look at look how the EMAs are aligned within 7:30 versus 3 hours later, at 10. So at 10, these candles are closer to the 90 EMA and the 20 EMA in the VWAP versus up here. So I think that was my mistake, but that's why I didn't go in heavy in full position. They were a bit of a YOLO. I was looking for a quick 2x on those calls for the SPY, but I took it off the table. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done trading, and the market started to reverse. It's attempted at a reversal, but now we're hitting like a top, and we are looking to possibly flush again. So we're still not out of the waters. I did mention that there is a bit of mixed tension. So if you go to your Robinhood there's always like I guess, summary of why things are going down today. So we have the geopolitical uncertainty, stuff with Iran. Then we have the Fed rate cut, which, they want to cut rates, but they're looking at how the economic data will potentially factor that in. And right now it's looking like the next Fed meeting in March 18th, I believe. It's looking like that we won't be cutting rates. So that is also bringing this down. So we are kind of pricing that in as well. And I guess as well, the labor market data. So today the data initial jobless claims. So it was a bit higher than last week's jobless claims. Now, if we were lower in the jobless claims, then we would flush a little bit. But we were in between the median forecast and last week's forecast. So it gives a bit of mixed signals. So we don't know how this labor market is looking at right now. We're just getting a lot of mixed signal, and I need to find a graph on how that labor market data looks like. So what else? So I profited around 148 on the day. I'll take it off the table, and yeah, I could have walked away. There's something else I gotta say too. Like, I know trading options are, very, I guess, they are risky. However, I've already been through, like, I guess what you should call the bottom of the barrel. I've been through trading options without a plan, and I am confident that this strategy works. This works because I have proven record, and the times it doesn't work is because I, one, kept over trading, two, didn't follow my plan, three, I just, didn't walk away for the day. And that's what I could have done today. I could have preserved myself at $82, but I didn't. But I'm still green on the day. However, I could have avoided that. Now that's part of my metric. So I was 3 on 3, but now I'm 3 out of 4. And that will reduce my trading accuracy. We know that as you increase your trades, the amount of trades, your trading accuracy will start to decrease. So I could have walked away with the threes on the day, but yeah, just had to put that out there. And if you have any questions, feel free to, tell me. And I get if you guys are trying to watch out for, I guess, my account. It's not easy trading options. Trading is not easy in general. And I still will trade small caps, but right now we're not really in a hot cycle. So when I sat down this morning, 4 a.m., this was very indecisive. In the beginning, we were a little bit choppy, and I was like, okay, well, we have this big doji printing, we have all the support, and you can see the support reclaim the structure and start to go up. Now, as I was trading IWM, I was like, okay, this 5 minute is just not breaking. This is a 15 minute. Yeah, if we look in this 5 minute, it just was very, very choppy around here. Within this area, it was just so choppy. I was just afraid that we would get a rejection, but I kept our reversal, but I kept it holding. I kept holding. Why? Because we kept rejecting off these EMAs. We were underneath the 200 moving average, and we kept waking off, and that is what I'm going to go based off of. It kept waking off. That's a rejection and weakness, and we're still MACD negative. The 1 hour chart, how is this looking? Well, the 1 hour chart in the beginning, you can see we're MACD red, right? MACD red. And then our EMAs, we were just at these EMAs, and I was like, okay, well, we still have room to flush the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. The 1 hour chart, 200 moving average is also what I'm looking at, and the 4 hour for support. And we did sink below that, and then recovered immediately, rejected again, went lower, found the double bottom, and now we're starting to go up. But now we have a double top. 265 is this level that I'm seeing, or 266 is where we're having a common area of rejection within this area, and 267 as well. So market's still trying to go a little bit higher, especially in small cap stocks, but it's not going. I mean, if we look at the daily, I like to look at the daily. Maybe it's not a good daily. Let me just pull up another one. Go charting IWM. All right, so that's not the daily. So if we look on the daily, we're still on a MACD trend. We were right below these EMAs. For some time, we were below at least the 9. And I was like, when is it where we'll start closing below the 20 and continue a downtrend, potentially down to this 200 EMA? It's there, it's possible, but today is showing that support. So these bottoming candles say one thing. Short term, looks like we're going to flush, but we'll find out tomorrow. As time tells. We'll find out tomorrow. Now, I'm also taking a position on Rocket Lab for now because there's earnings tomorrow. I only took one. This is my one and only contract. So you can see here, I'll type in Rocket Lab. And I'll be transparent with you guys as much as possible. So right now I'm down $11 currently. That's why I only bought one. And there is earnings, so we'll go to Rocket Lab. So what is Rocket Lab looking at right now? Well, to me, we've been having continual rejection. We did have a day where we almost went up to 80. I think this was last Friday. Last Friday, we almost went up to $80 because we were already breaking through 920. We closed above, and I was like, okay, sweet. Maybe we'll go back up to $80 and reject. And I'm trying to use the same strategy as well for this type of trading. And I'm picking Rocket Lab because I love Rocket Lab. This is my favorite stock. And pick a stock that you guys can trade and try to see if the strategy works. Obviously, there needs to be volume. It can't just be a stock that's dead. The Rocket Lab always has some volume, like 14 million volume. I mean, there's smaller volume days, but when it goes up, like look at this volume profile. It just keeps climbing, 50, 48 million. It's pretty decent. So since we rejected off this 20 EMA, we have a wick here as well, another wick there, wicked off here. We have a double bottom at this area within $265. So I'm shooting pretty high in terms of the puts. I mean, if we look at this puts, $60 put and its earnings, and I think we could sink to there given the macro conditions, because this is following the macroeconomics sentiment as well. So I'm just sharing you guys that, but that's pretty much all for today. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, I don't mind you guys commenting about, the risk. I know it's risky trading options. Every strategy, anything you trade will be risky, but if you can manage your risk, if you can manage, when to take a loss, if you know your strategy, you follow your plan. It's every trading is the same across the board. You have to follow your rules, follow your stop losses, stick to the same plan. Don't do anything crazy, and then you will be okay. So yeah. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.